We must discuss Social Security and SNAP benefits today because they are under scrutiny from the Trump administration and the Department of Government Efficiency. They are both examining these programs to see how they can be improved or how they can guarantee their viability for many years to come. We will discuss what they are currently examining and why what is approaching in roughly 2 weeks could cause issues for both programs. I'll go into more detail about that in a bit, but for now, if you love my daily updates, please hit the like button. What is Donald Trump and the Trump administration looking at in terms of Social Security and SNAP benefits? They are looking for ways to save money and make sure that the United States doesn't get more and more indebted. This is the main problem with Social Security, which is a program that is funded by payroll taxes, earned income, and taxes on Social Security benefits. They also tax interest and income generated from assets, which is how the Social Security Trust Fund is growing. But there is another benefit that does go to asylum seekers, which is SSI. In the case of asylum seekers, SSI does. The problem with Social Security benefits is that the government is essentially combining the two programs into one. They say, oh, this is Social Security. When they discuss the Social Security Administration, they refer to it as Social Security. The problem is that for years, our government has simply grouped all of the programs under the umbrella of Social Security. But the true issue is with SSI, where millions of people are now receiving benefits and costing the U.S. government slightly more money. Consequently, we are observing that they are managing the entire program in an effort to determine how they might reduce costs. Remember that if you are already getting Social Security benefits, they will remain secure for the next 8 to 10 years. After that, however, that is when they start to raise doubts. Here is what we currently know. According to estimates, undocumented immigrants currently contribute roughly $1 billion annually to Social Security. That's wonderful, because that's what they're bringing in or paying in. Experts are quite concerned about what would happen if we remove all undocumented workers, because they believe it will cause Social Security to become bankrupt much sooner. For this reason, they argue we need net legal migration to rise rather than fall. Let me show you what we know a mass deportation event is about to occur in the United States. We don't know what it will look like or how much it will happen, but once Donald Trump takes over, it will happen in about 15 days. At this point, all we know is that he has promised to ensure that all illegal immigrants who have entered the country return home. Honduras doesn't even want to join the United States, and other nations say, no, we're not going to be involved in this. It's all you. Mexico is worried because they might be overrun here very soon. We will see what transpires there, but Donald Trump is doing this because he wants to save money. If millions of people are sent back to their home countries, we will not be paying for food, health insurance, shelter, or anything else. However, those individuals will also no longer be contributing to Social Security, and we may also observe that our budget actually goes in the opposite direction, with excessive spending and insufficient revenue as a result of sending millions of people home. We won't know until next year if that's the case, so we'll have to conduct an experiment for a year before deciding whether Donald Trump's proposal will succeed. Take a look at what it says. Trump's tax cuts are about to unleash chaos on the Hill, says Republicans are likely to face deep divisions in assembling a plan before and after it hits the floor. It's been known for a while that Republicans will find it challenging to reach a consensus on these tax cuts. The tax cuts and jobs legislation that Donald Trump approved in 2017 is something he wants to extend. This is something that expires at the end of 2025, so they want to extend it, but also improve it a little bit to make it function for more people. However, doing so might harm other programs, and this is one of them. According to SNAP food stamps, SNAP braces for cuts under Trump says altering eligibility requirements and combating fraud are also likely to be top priorities under the new administration. changing eligibility, which means you have to work harder, earn more money, support a large family, and earn less money. All of these topics will likely be discussed over the course of the next month or two, but this is where things will get really interesting. Reports just the other day stated that technically the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, tells House Republicans Trump wants them to pass a single reconciliation bill. Here's what you need to know. The Republican Party will hold the majority in the Senate and the House of Representatives. They also have the president, so this is good for Republicans. However, as I've stated previously, Republicans do not have the supermajority or overwhelming majority because they only have 50 Senate votes. If you want to pass a bill in the Senate, you need 60 votes, but you can do so under reconciliation if you only have 50. The issue is that some Republicans are pushing this, and Donald Trump wants his agenda passed right away. He won't wait like President Biden did, who waited years to try to pass his agenda. When he takes office, he wants it finished within the first month so that he can build, and his agenda will start working for the U.S. economy, for the taxpayers, for everyone, and for businesses. However, I'm not sure if this will happen right now, but I want to show you something because this is what we're hearing, that Social Security has an immigration problem and it can't be ignored any longer. It has been reported that the United States is not importing as many people as it needs to in order to make up for this kind of shortfall. All right, let me show you something. Take a look at what this says. The problem is net migration into the United States has declined for 25 consecutive years between 1998 and 2023. According to data from the United Nations, the net migration rate tumbled to 58% from 6.48 per 1,000 population in 1998 to 2.748 per 1,000 population in 2023. Instead of 1,144,000 net legal migrants entering the United States, only around 958,700 people migrated to the U.S. in 2024, based on the current net migration rate of 2.768 per 1,000 people and an approximate U.S. population of 346.3 million. Accordingly, they claim that the United States has to increase its immigration rate. I've been saying for a while that this is one of the things I've observed. All right, I've been through the immigration process, so I know how difficult it is and how much money it takes, which many people don't have. Now, this is the problem you are. For example, whether you're traveling from Mexico, South America, or another country, you must file the necessary papers, which requires time and money. Then you have to go to these certain immigration centers or go to any place to go do an interview, fingerprinting, biometrics, and all that stuff. Okay, it costs money and takes time, and many people don't have it. The problem is that the U.S. needs more immigrants, but we also need legal immigrants. Donald Trump has stated that he doesn't mind immigration. In fact, he loves it, and he believes that this is exactly what the U.S. needs. But how far do we let anyone just stroll up to the U.S. border and say, "I'd like to get in"? Okay, so here's a Social Security card, a work permit, and a work permit. Let's get to work. It won't happen that quickly, but we can make the process a little more seamless. According to experts, Donald Trump must first virtually eliminate all of these individuals before they can begin entering the country lawfully. The process must become a little bit simpler and possibly less costly. After that, people will begin entering the country lawfully, and we can attest to this by running all of their fingerprints and biometrics. Verify that they are entering the country without a record. Perhaps we can accomplish that, but here's the problem again. The United States government is lumping all the programs together, including Social Security and Social Security Administration, SSI, and then lumping the Social Security benefits together. This is because Social Security is one of those programs that some of these people benefit from. They mix SSI with SNAP benefits, Medicare, Medicaid, and all the other social spending programs together and argue that we need to make some adjustments. That's the problem. So as of right now, we know that Social Security and SNAP payments are being closely examined since no one knows how to improve them going forward. We'll see what happens in the future, but that's what we now know. So once more, thank you for watching. Please think about subscribing, and I'll see you at the next one.